Hey guys, Allison. I have a question for you. Are you leading a social media life? The phenomenon of social media, it's here to stay, unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, but it's really changed our lives and it's had a big impact. It's had a big impact on young people who can be bullied online or who are struggling with self-esteem issues because they see the postings of their friends and it looks like everybody's leading a wonderful, wonderful life. They're at parties and they document everything they eat, and maybe they're really good photographers, so they've got beautiful pictures of their children. And it's easy to feel like a loser if you spend a lot of time on social media looking at other people's feeds or being on Pinterest and feeling like everything has to always be picture perfect. I think that it's caused a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of pressure that people are under to feel like they've got to keep up. And we've always had that problem of keeping up with the Joneses, but the Joneses are in our home all the time now. And I think that I'd like you to look at that for yourselves. I know younger people who grew up with social media, it seems to be a more natural place to express yourself and to share things. Obviously, there are a lot of dangers in social media. I think people share a lot, sometimes a lot too much. Try to remember this. What people are posting on social media is what they want others to see, and they're going to put their best foot forward. So, they're not necessarily documenting all the negative things that may be happening in their lives, or the times that, they're not looking great, they don't have makeup on, or maybe, the house is a mess or whatever. So think about it. Are you striving to be social media worthy in everything that you're doing? And if you are, it's really like kind of a false standard. So I'd like you to take some time to think about that. Social media does have its place, obviously. In business and everything, everybody's got to have a presence on social media, but it is very much like kind of a created world that isn't really real. And particularly for young people, I think sometimes for stay-at-home moms that, maybe have several children, and you see other people that they're going on vacations and everything's wonderful. I saw somebody posted something somewhere. I don't remember where it was, probably on social media, ironically. But they went to the beach, and there was a young mom at the beach with her maybe 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old was playing in the water, and the mother was on her phone taking pictures, posing the child, putting things on social media, taking selfies, and the child kept asking mom to play with her. And mom kept kind of ignoring that until she took all her pictures and said, okay, we're leaving, packed up the child and left. So now anybody, on her social media thinks, wow, isn't she a great mom? She's at the beach, she's doing all these fun things with her child, and she's not. So I think to kind of keep that in mind, it's like, like the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, it's an illusion. And obviously, yeah, we want to always have our things, our homes nice, and we want to look nice, and we want to take nice pictures, and all of that is good, but try not to get sucked into that social media vortex of feeling like everything has to be Pinterest worthy, that everything has to be coordinated, everything has to be perfect, and you have to have a party for every occasion, because there's an awful lot of pressure that people are putting themselves under. If you're struggling with that, maybe talk to even just a friend to kind of say, how do you feel when you look at something on social media? Because I think a lot of people are in the same boat, that makes you feel inadequate sometimes, and sometimes you get annoyed, and sometimes you get jealous, and sometimes you just feel like a loser. And it ain't true. It ain't true, especially if you're home with your kids. God bless you. That's where you need to be. If you're busy running your business and you're not out there on, that's all good. We're supposed to be living our lives, not just documenting them. So hope you find that helpful. Share it with somebody, that might be struggling or maybe have taken that a little bit too far. Also, be careful what you're sharing on social media. I remember somebody posted, like negative things about her daughter-in-law, and I think that she had that false sense of security that may not be on friends on Facebook, but once it's out there, it's out there. And future jobs, future prospects, it's always going to be there, even if you take it down nothing's really gone on the internet. So keep that in mind as well. But if you find yourself getting down, one of the things you might need to do is fast from social media. Make a decision how much time you are going to put in, what your purpose is on going on social media. Like, I'll go on Pinterest because I want a recipe, or maybe I want a decorating idea. But you could get lost there and you could spend an awful lot of time. So stop and think to yourself, okay, the time that I'm spending here, this is a question I'd love to hear in the comments. How many of you, since social media, have not really devoted time to hobbies or crafts or things that maybe you used to enjoy, maybe cooking or baking or different things that maybe you used to do, to kind of have fun, to unwind and everything, because you're spending all that time on social media. I know, I admit I'm guilty. I don't do half the things that I used to do because it's just so easy to scroll. So I think we have to make that conscious decision that I'm not going to spend or waste too much time there. I made a decision long ago. I don't put much on there at all because it's not important. So to kind of think about that, your life will be a lot happier if you can get out of this kind of social media vortex, use it for what it's good for, and just set a boundary in your life. So I hope you find that helpful. Make sure you like and share the video, and please hit the subscribe button. God bless you.